Good evening everyone. This video is a continuation of comparing Tom Brady to everyone. I actually like this series and I think this video should be a good one. Before I start, I just want to apologize for putting my NFT ad in the middle of some of the previous videos. It probably took away from your enjoyment whilst watching, so I'm really sorry for that. I was being completely selfish. What I'll do instead is I'll overlay the NFT items when I'm talking, and I'll only show the ad right at the end of the video. That way you won't be interrupted by my NFT ad. Hope that works for you guys. Anyhow, on with the show.
Look, nobody's on Brady's level. Nobody. You know what I mean? Like forevermore, quarterbacks will have to be reevaluated on all-time great and Brady great. There's only one Brady great, and it's Brady. That's it. You know, and he may wind up doubling up Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw. He may double them up.
There is no debating it. Tom Brady is considered the greatest of all time, the GOAT, as they call it. We're going to see how he stacks up against the other GOATs. Let's not waste time comparing him to, just great quarterbacks. How about GOAT on GOAT comparisons? Joy, are you ready?
Let's do it. Tom Brady or Babe Ruth?
All right, Tom Brady or Babe Ruth. I'm going to go Tom Brady. Babe Ruth only won one American League MVP. Now, it's kind of confusing because back then you could only win one, and then they had it, and then they didn't. Baseball was very confusing in the 20s. It was very confusing. But in 22 seasons, Ruth won 7 times. Brady's looking to win his 7th in 21 seasons, so it's very close, but I'm going to give Brady the edge on here.
Okay.
Is Tom Brady putting more pressure on Mahomes or Rodgers?
The answer is Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady's actually putting more pressure on Patrick Mahomes, which is a counterintuitive conclusion, I agree, because it feels like they're both running out of, that Aaron Rodgers is running out of time and Patrick Mahomes got plenty of time. But not against Tom Brady, you don't have plenty of time. How many years is Tom Brady going to play? Patrick Mahomes, in his entire career, has 2 playoff losses. Otherwise, in my opinion, he would be a 3-time Super Bowl winner. Do you understand? If Mahomes, given the level he's played at, was already he three-peated as a Super Bowl champion, I think he'd probably already be known as the GOAT, right? Because you'd have to take a couple away from Brady.
This is really hypocritical of me posting the comparison between Brady and Mahomes. The reason being, I actually think it's unfair on Mahomes to compare him to Brady at this stage in his career. Mahomes is still very young and just starting out, so it would be a big task to put his resume up against someone as accomplished as Brady.
And who am I to disagree with Jim Harbaugh or Nate Burleson and certainly Peter Schrager, but I am going to go the other way. He is not the greatest football player ever. I think he's the greatest athlete ever.
Whoa.
Nate, I'm thinking about this. Now let's talk about let's talk about
We're
this.
both Jordan fans.
I'm glad you brought that up. All right.
Okay.
Tom Brady's 39. At this point in his career, Jordan is a back-to-the-basket turnaround jump shooter with the Wizards. At this point in his career, Muhammad Ali is losing 3 of his last 4 fights, a shell of the fighter he used to be. At this point of his career, Derek Jeter is a middle infielder with limited mobility, batting .256 in his final season. Tom Brady dropped back 70 times last night, got the hell kicked out of him, kept getting back up, willed the team to win. I'm willing, Kay, to go bigger than greatest athlete. Is he the greatest man ever? Is he FDR, Gandhi, Paul Rudd, the greatest people of this generation? 100% approval rating. I'm all in on Brady. I think he's the greatest athlete we've ever seen. And I know everyone watching is throwing up at the screen because they hate New England. This is the day.
Better.
He keeps getting better, Kay. He says he's going to play till 56 years old. I believe him.
Terry Bradshaw said, let's say you win. What's next? Are you done? And he goes, hell no. That was his answer.
No one's going to beat Brady. And not a single quarterback atop their flow chart like Rodgers is going to sit here and say, yeah, I'm, maybe I shouldn't attempt to get what I want because, hey, I'm not on Brady's level. You think Aaron Rodgers sits there and thinks he's not on Brady's level?
No.
Of course he does. He thinks he's on Brady's level.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah. We're saying the same thing, but it sounded like we're arguing, which is what an East Coast upbringing will give you.
We're absolutely not arguing. I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Like, so...
He's got a point, though. You can think that, but...
Yeah, but...
You're not. Your guy's got 7 chips.
Tom Brady or Muhammad Ali?
Now, Ali is... he was the first... If he was around today, if he was coming up today, my God, He was the first star of media. I'm going to go Brady. Remember, Muhammad Ali did not age particularly well. Most boxers don't. If you recall, he lost 3 of his last 4 fights. Got really ugly at the end, so he didn't end well, not very gracefully.
He can't get knocked out by Tom Brady again. Could you imagine? Like, this dude loses 3 times in the playoffs, or is otherwise blocked from a Super Bowl 3 times by Tom Brady when Mahomes was in his 20s and Brady was in his 40s? Since Brady is the GOAT, and that's the guy against whom Mahomes will be compared for that status one day, if things go well for Mahomes, it's already over.
Tom Brady or Lionel Messi?
Messi's remarkable. If you're ever bored, go to the YouTube channel and watch his best goals. It's just insane. But it's Brady because Messi never won a World Cup. He won a bunch of UEFA titles, but you got to win a World Cup. Not saying it's easy, but you got to win at least one. He never did.
I think that it's very, very unlikely that Rodgers will be in the GOAT discussion eventually. Guys like you and me, years from now, old heads will be like, oh, Rodgers in his prime. But if he winds up with 1 or even 2 Super Bowl championships, given the number that Brady has, given the number that Montana has, right? Given the fact that there are other players, even if Aaron Rodgers was the first one, now we have Mahomes. There'll be another guy where you're like, oh, my God, look at that physical package. Like the fact they can run and throw and do off-platform and all that stuff, because increasingly we see that kind of quarterback now. Rodgers is like the idea that he's ever going to be called the greatest of all time is far-fetched, especially since he just competed against Brady in the conference. And when it came time for the championship game, some bad decision-making on his and his coach's part, ended any chance they had to beat Tom Brady and his team.
I don't really have an opinion when Brady is compared to the likes of Babe Ruth or Wayne Gretzky, as I know nothing about baseball and hockey. But for anyone out there who does, please let me know what you think in the comments.
Tom Brady or Wayne Gretzky?
Now, this is a tough one, but I'm going to go Brady, and here's why. Gretzky had 7 losing seasons. Gretzky didn't win when he left Edmonton. Brady's now winning in Tampa. Now, Gretzky did win 8 straight MVPs, but it was in Canada, and the conversion rate, that's like 6 here. So it's close, but he had too many losing seasons and didn't win elsewhere.
Tom Brady or Tiger Woods?
Okay, I'll go back to the age thing. Brady. So Tiger for 10 years was insane. He's second all-time to Jack in majors. But because of back surgeries, he has 1 win, the 2019 Masters, in the last 10 years. Last 11 years. So again, Ali and Tiger were great, but at the end, it was a little clunky. It wasn't as artistic or elegant.
I wanted to let you know I'm selling these NFTs on the OpenSea marketplace under Tom Brady Daily Collection. I'll leave a link in the description and pin it to the comments. If you're bored or maybe curious, please feel free to take a gander. The money will help me get better equipment for making these videos. Cheers! And that's it for this video. I'll definitely do more comparisons between Brady and other athletes down the track, because I think it's quite fun to do. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.